Well, hello there. Hey, Mike Holmes here at ReachKeep.com, and welcome to Facebook Live. I'm here to talk today about a great big problem for churches, and this is more of a problem for smaller churches, mid-sized churches, and it's pretty prevalent. It's the fact that they have no website or no access to their website, and we want to talk about how to solve that problem. And if you're here online, you can kind of give us a greeting, tell us where you're from, some of that. But anyway, I'm out here in Sinclair, Wyoming, and taking a few moments to spend a little bit of time sharing with you some solutions that we have found. Now, we're a small church in a small community. We have about maybe 10,000 people that we can kind of reach that are kind of near our area. We have we have 423, I think, in our town, another 8,000 nearby that we feed off of. And so we run, last week we had about 160 folks, and so had some pretty good Sundays here lately. A lot of great stuff, and some of it comes because of our online presence. Now, we have a website, and we have worked through some of this, but some of the things that I want to share with you are what to do when you don't have a website, or if you have a website and you can't change it or don't have access to it and you can't make any adjustments on it, and it has the wrong, some of them have the wrong address and everything because it was done by someone else. So these are kind of some common problems. So anyway, appreciate you out there sharing, and I see some folks that are sharing. I want to say hi. Thanks for Mike and Jared and Jay Franklin. Eric from Maine, good to have you here. Long ways away, brother. Good to have you here. Let's see who else we got. Ralph is here, and Jeff Lubbock. Appreciate you folks coming in. Make sure you take a moment to hit one of those like buttons or share buttons or the wow face or something. That helps us get a little bit further here. We appreciate that. And then, of course, take time to share this. Now, some of you are watching this on a rebroadcast, which means this will come back up later. And so just take time to share it and make comments. I do have a question here for you in just a second I'll get to. Or if you're watching this on YouTube, it's coming up a little later. Kind of give us a thumbs up, and we appreciate that. So I want to ask you a question. Here is a simple question I have is, do you have a functional website? In other words, one that you can kind of get onto, and not something that you necessarily edit every day, but something that, like if you're doing a Christmas program, you want to put something on there, or if you move or change service times from 9:30 in the morning to 10 o'clock for your Sunday school, you can change it. Do you have a functional website? A yes or no would be fine, and appreciate that. We got some yes or no's. Mark, good to see you here all the way from Jacksonville. And great. Eric, we're going to get your website up, man, somehow help on that. All these website things are great, but if we don't have them, there's still solutions. And here's the scoop. I want to tell you about the visitors that came to your church this last week. Last week, you had dozens of people visit your church. Now, they may not have walked in the front door, but they visited your church online, because that is the way things work. Some 80% of people now go shopping online before they go to a business or go to an event of whatever to read about it and to find out what's going on. And the great thing is that we can have online reviews without having a website. And these are actually far more powerful. Research has shown that an online review is like 18 times as powerful as social media. So if I get on social media and say, hey, come to church, it's great, we love it over here, and da-da-da, that's great. But when someone else leaves a review and say, they were really good for my kids, or the nursery was awesome, or I really got fed spiritually, that has 18 times as much power. And you can do that without a website. You don't need a website at all to do it. And here's how we're going to do this. We're going to talk about some of the ways to do it. Online reviews are found in several different places, and we're going to cover 3 of them. There are more that are out there, and we have a cheat sheet thing that we have put together, and we can get this to you here. Whoa, let's see, get it there under the camera. This is online reviews. It talks about the big 3, Google, and talks about how to do Facebook, your church page, and another one called Yelp, and then we have just the actual, there's a page I missed there somewhere. We have actual text that we use to put in our letters to let people know how to get online reviews. And so you'll be able to download that. It is not available yet because it has not been to the proofreader. And so it'll be available in a PDF format at 6 pages. You saw it there. We'll have it up here within about 24 hours or so. And the links to this, and it'll also be at reachkeep.com on a regular blog spot. So anyway, all of these things are important for us to have. Now, before I get there, I want to tell you a story, because this happened To me. Now, I'm like Mr. Tech guy and try to, be on top of things. And, we really pay attention in our community. We are, try to be a mover and shaker. We want to be the most influential, building in our community and very influential in our entire county. We want to do that. I think we've made a huge impact doing that. And a lot of that we've done through online presence. And for quite some time, long time, our website was not accessible. I couldn't get things to it. Now, there's a lot of reasons that it gets inaccessible. Some of them are because people have just simply lost the passwords, and that's, boy, you're going to have to tough it out. I don't know how to do that. Sometimes you have hosting, and it's by someone else, and someone volunteered to put up the website, and now they're not available anymore, and you're going to have to chase some of that kind of stuff down. In our situation, we had a person that was doing the website, and they went through some situations in their life. It just got very busy, and they just weren't able to get some updates up there and quite design it the way I wanted. So for a while, we were crippled. But that entire time, when our website was kind of static and not really going very far, we were able to still get active digitally in our community, and I want to share those things with you. We're going to talk about the online reviews. I'll do another FaceTime Live on what we call a sermon discussion group, and this is where you can get all your congregation, your people from the community talking about your sermon and topics, and it's so exciting. We've had such great luck with that over the last year. And then and I said luck, and I didn't really mean that. We've been blessed. Okay, sorry about that. Anyway, we've been blessed with our sermon online discussion. We have some great discussion that goes on there, and so that's been some great stuff. And then another one is how to let your community know what's going on in your church, because Pastor, you have some great stuff for, families and children and marriage and, teaching on stuff. And how does the community find out what you're doing? That's the third part, and that'll come. But this one is just about online reviews. Let me just start. First one, the big daddy right off the bat is Google. Okay. Your business will be on Google one way or another, or will be soon. And you just need to, and we've got this on the cheat sheet, talks a little bit more details, but you just need to Google your church name in your town, see if it shows up, and then you as a business owner can go in there and edit it and put pictures and put your service times and a lot of different things on there, and there will be a place there for reviews. Now, go ahead and leave the first one, and you can be the guy to leave the very first one there, or guy or gal, whoever is watching, but you don't need a website for that, and that is just done on Google, and that is the place where more people search than anything else. It's the largest search engine in the world, and billions of people use Google every day, billions, okay? These numbers are just quite amazing, but yes, there's that many people out there that are using Google, and they can find your church, they can find out where it is, they can learn all about it, they can see pictures of it. I recommend, just like on a website, you put a picture of the front of your church, so when they drive up, they recognize it, and that's a very important thing. So please, do those things on Google, but then also get some reviews on there. And the way you do reviews, and this is really across the board for Google and Facebook, and this one, last time I talked to you about, called Yelp, is you just ask for them. You can ask for them in a variety of different ways. You can put it in the bulletin, you can put it on your sermon screen, announcements ahead of time. You can just in the pulpit just say, hey, could you do it? You can talk to visitors and guests afterwards and say, would you please leave a review? You can do all that. But take some time and ask them to leave a review, and ask them specifically to leave a 5-star review to make it a good one for you, because they're ranked on the stars there. But Google is the first one, and you can go on there and do all that for free. And is it going to take a little bit of tinkering around? Yeah, it will. You'll have to kind of monkey with it some, but I'm sure that you can get it going. So Google is the first one. The second one we'll get to is almost as big as Google. About 1.2 billion is the number of users there. We'll get to that in just a sec. But let me put my glasses on, read, and see. I know we're getting some folks here that are saying they have a website or don't have a website. And folks, just let me know if you have an active, functioning website. That's kind of the question we're asking here right now. And take a moment to hit one of those like buttons and share buttons. And if you're on YouTube watching this, just go ahead and give us a thumbs up and, that kind of stuff. Share this. By the way, you can share this with some pastors that you know. Type their name in there. Tag them, and they might need it. Or if you're a church member, say, hey, let's put my pastor's Facebook name in there, and it'll go to them. The second one I want to talk about is Facebook, and Facebook has about 1.2 billion users every single day. That is a lot of people. That's a big chunk of the planet, okay, that use Facebook. And if you're not on it, you're missing out. And I have a thing called Facebook for Pastors. You can go find that on reachkeep.com. Helps you how to, learn how to use it. It's just a great tool there. And there's an accompanying, handout that goes with it, like with 33 different examples. And it's stuff that you can just plagiarize right off there. We give you permission to copy it all and how to announce things in your place. But Facebook is here to stay. And it is a granddaddy of them all, and you can take some time to really use this for reviews. Now, you will need a Facebook page for your church, not your personal profile, nor do you want to set up your church as a people, as a person with a personal profile, because you get none of the benefits. You don't get any analytics. You can't advertise. You can't do reviews. There's all sorts of things you can't do. You want to go and set it up as a business page. And there's some buttons on Facebook, and I'll let you figure that out. And when you get there, there is a place, and it's naturally set up. If you're set up as a business, it's naturally set up that has a review button on it. And, you can leave some reviews. And I want to encourage you to leave reviews. And once you start to get people to like your church, so you ask folks to, take time to like the church on Facebook, and you can put that on your announcements or rolling screens or, however you do it. Put it in your newsletters. People will like your church, and after a while, you'll have several hundred people that like your church. It's very easy for them to go back in there and do a review. We asked our first-time guests to give us a review. Actually, we usually wait till their second time, and I send them a personal email, say, hey, thanks so much for coming a couple of times. Do you have any questions? We can get together and talk, but, here's something you could do a favor. Help us spread the word about the church and leave us a review on, and I put the links right there for those sites. Now, when you do this, and I mentioned that, you want to send out, if you can do it by the email or if you can do it through texting, you can put the link for your Facebook page right there, your church's Facebook business page, sometimes called a fan page, and they will go right to that and click on that rascal, and boom, they'll be right there and able to leave a review. So that is the second one, and that is an easy one for people to do, and you can get quite a few of those in a hurry. And people that are looking for your church will also either Google it or they will look for it on Facebook, and they will type in the name of your church, and up it will come, and there it is. And you can put Faith Baptist Church of, Conway, whatever it is, there, Eric, where you're from, I know it's New Hampshire. Anyway, you can put, First Baptist Church of, Orem, Utah, or whatever. You can put the name of the town. That kind of helps it. People identify that. But then be active on that, and more about Facebook pages later. But you can get a lot of reviews on that, and that is not hard to do. The third one, and I have this one here. If you don't know how to spell it, okay, there's the Google. Okay, there's the Facebook one. It's Yelp, okay? And Yelp is more of a business or an app for your phone, for smartphones. So if you got your smartphone, I got mine here, okay, you can put on there something called Yelp. And it really helps for consumers when they are out driving around in the bigger cities. They're trying to find places. You're looking for a dry cleaner. You're looking for a whatever. That's what Yelp works for. It's a very powerful app. And they don't let reviews get on very easy. So a Yelp review is a very powerful review. And so you can put one on there. You can ask some of your people to put them on there. Sometimes they bump them off, or they put them in a place that's a little harder to read if they don't think you're a real reviewer. You can't really game the system too much on Yelp. But Yelp is tied into the system that when people search on their iPhone, they use the same type of search engines, and it goes through that. So it gives you more clout. So someone is typing, trying to find, Bible believing church or Sunday school ministry for my children, or, trying to find something, I need help with addiction issues, or whatever happens to be. Your church needs to come up in the list there, and Yelp will help you do that. That's why we want to get Yelp reviews. So all of these are just powerful things that you can have a setup, and you don't need a website for any of them. Now, your Facebook page can tell about your website if you have one, and Google can point to your website, but if you don't have a website, you're fine. You can still get tons of reviews, and we can solve this problem that little churches often have of not having a web page or getting to it, being able to access it, I should say, and do anything with it. So Appreciate that again. Again, there's a few folks here have been putting some names up. If you want to put something up, does your church have a website? Are you active that they can actively change? Just a yes or no. That's some great feedback. I do want to ask you one other question here in just a second. I want to ask you again, hit that share button and all that, because that gets us out. And on YouTube, thank you for taking time to listen and to share these things. Here's a question I want to do, and I've been trying to spend a little bit more time online helping folks, because this seems to be my forte anyway. It's like helping them with the practical nuts and bolts kind of things. And I would like to do more of this if possible. Here's a question for you, and you can leave the answer right there in the feed. Would you, I did this on Monday night because I thought nobody watches NFL anymore. No one's watching the ball games compared to what they used to be. So Monday night seemed like a good night for pastors and church leaders. But write down, put, if you would, feedback. What's a great night that you usually go on Facebook and that you would catch a live thing? Is it a Friday night or Saturday night? Those seem to be pretty popular. Sunday nights are good with pastors, but many of us are in services till later, and because of the time zone thing, we're out here in Mountain. By the time we get it done, half the country's back and asleep, that type of thing. So Monday nights seem to be a good one, but if you like, Tuesday nights, Wednesday nights, whatever, let me know. If you put that in the feed, I appreciate that very much. So Jeffrey, good to have you here. Joanne Booker, Brother Grimm, good to see you or hear you or see your name anyway. Say hi to Brother Wagner for me, and God bless you guys. Appreciate it. So anyway, this handout that we talked about will be available online probably, like say, tomorrow afternoon. We'll get it all proofed and get the thing up there. It'll be at reachkeep.com. You can go there, and there'll be a place where you can download that. Put your email address, and poof, the magic of internet, it'll show up in your mailbox. So anyway, this is Mike in Sinclair, Wyoming, at reachkeep.com. Appreciate you being with us, and thank you so much. Don't forget to hit the share button here, and God bless, and we'll see you again one of these nights, whichever nights you think. Just go ahead and put that in the review, and we'll get the links also changed to this if you're on YouTube or watching this later in the rebroadcast. I'll put the links to where you can get this right there in the feed, so you'll be able to get it. So thank you so much. Thanks for the feedback, and God bless you. I'm out of here.